recording? This is my audience. For my speech, I will be demonstrating how to make wedding soup. Wedding soup can be made many different ways, but this is the way that my family makes it. We serve wedding soup before all holiday meals, and it's something that's kind of like a tradition in our family. The first thing we need to do is get all the ingredients for our soup. We will need 1 3 or 4 pound stewing chicken, 3 32-ounce cans of chicken broth, 3 or 4 onions, 4 heads of either escarole or endive, 2 sticks of celery, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. We also need to make meatballs for the soup, and they have separate ingredients, and they are 1 pound of ground beef, 2 eggs, a half a cup of breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of parsley, a half a teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Once we have all of our ingredients, we need to wash our chicken and place it into a large pot. Then we have to pour our 3 cans of chicken broth into the pot and fill 2 cans up with water and put it into the pot as well. Put in 3 or 4 peeled onions, cut up 2 sticks of celery and place that in the pot with the leaves, and add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. Cover the pot and bring all the contents to a boil. As the water boils, it will start to foam, and we will need to skim off all the foam with a ladle and throw it away. Whenever all the foam is gone, we can lower the heat and let everything simmer for about 2 hours or until the chicken is cooked. While we wait for our chicken to cook, we can make our meatballs. We'll need to mix the pound of ground beef, the 2 eggs, the half a cup of breadcrumbs, the teaspoon of garlic salt, teaspoon of parsley, half teaspoon of oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, all in a bowl, and mix it thoroughly with our hands. Roll the meatballs into 1-inch balls, which are about this big. After all of our meatballs are rolled, put 1 tablespoon of olive oil into a frying pan and fry our meatballs until they are brown. Once they're all cooked, we can take them out of the pan and put them in a bowl and set them aside for later use. The next thing we need to do is wash our 4 heads of either escarole or endive and put it in a separate pot and boil it until it's cooked. Drain it well and squeeze off all the excess liquid on the leaves. After all the liquid is off, we can chop the escarole or endive into small pieces and set it aside for later use. Once our chicken is cooked, we can remove it from the pot and cut it from the bone and cut it into small pieces. Then we can take the cut pieces and put it back into the broth, and also put in the chopped escarole or endive and the small meatballs. Once everything's back into the broth, we can let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you can serve.